so don't get it twisted. Deal with women strictly on the terms are listed. Keep it simple, boy, learn the truth. The weak play games, but the strong bring proof. She can't shake a man who owns his terms. Returning to fire and the world gon' burn. Tagging 20, you know the name. Dropping lessons on a name, playing the same. No pedestal, nah, don't elevate low. A queen only follows when the king says go. Too many masked up trying to impress. Losing themselves, caught up in the stress. Be the man, don't fall for the crowd. Speak your truth, strong will, stand proud. She earns a spot, but a king never bends for a second thought. No validation needed, power on reserve. Rule your world, let her match your nerves. Yeah, manhood restored, the kings in the game. Cags acting 20, remember the name. Strictly on your terms, you know what to do. Her debit card works, but the throne's on you.
You can't handle the truth.
All right, here we go, man. It's been a minute since I gave y'all a pre-recorded solo joint. So let me go ahead and plug the joint right quick. What's really going on in your conversations with women? You know, if y'all pay attention, right, when we do these live streams and we get these calls, right, typically after the guy asks his question or he asks for the advice he's seeking, you will find us typically asking the guy, what did you say to her? Tell us verbatim. Tell us exactly what you said. Or we might tell a guy, if a guy sent a text or something, read us the text. Read us exactly what you said to her. And then read us exactly her response to what you said. Right? And the reason why that's important is because we're trying to figure out the nature of your conversation. What's really going on in your conversations with women? What's the nature of your conversation? Now, when we talk about what is the nature of something, right? If you say that something is in the nature of things, you mean that you would expect it to happen in the circumstances mentioned. Okay, now let's think about this. Okay, let's plug the joint. What's really going on in your conversations with women? Now, if you say that something is in the nature of things or the nature of something, you mean that you would expect it to happen in the circumstances mentioned. So I'm gonna hit y'all with this, right? Enticing, attractive or tempting, alluring, friendly, kind, and pleasant. What's really going on in your conversations with women, right? When we talk about the nature of your conversation, your topics of conversations, the things you elect to talk about when you're dealing with women, what is the nature of it? Is your conversation enticing or is it friendly? Is your conversation enticing? Are you being attractive, tempting, and alluring with your conversation? Or are you being friendly, kind, and pleasant? What is the nature of your conversation? Okay, this is the mistake that you guys make. Okay, let me throw this up here real quick. Right here. A lot of you guys, because of your indecisiveness, because of your indirect demeanor or disposition, right? Because you're very vague, right? And you're taking all day to get to the point. A lot of you guys are trying to be this, right? And what I mean by that is this. When women get on the internet, on social media, and they talk about the things that they don't like, and then they talk about the things that they do like, or the things that they would like a man to do or say or behave, usually it's relationship appeal. Guys, and for those of you who rock with us for the Pineapple Reaction Show and the Reverse Pineapple Reaction Show, I always told you guys, if y'all remember, shout out to the homie Steve the Dean, he has a little clip, right, where we talk about the company line, the things that women say when they're talking about relationship appeal. I want a God-fearing man. I want an educated man, an intelligent man, right? I want a man who's ambitious, a man who's motivated, right? Anytime women talk like that, they're talking about what they would like to see in a relationship, right? This is what women typically don't talk about publicly. They don't talk about the things that get their pussy wet. That's not what they typically discuss. Some women may dabble in it here and there, but by and large, when women are talking about their dating preferences and the things that they like, they're not talking about the things that typically sexually turn them on, right? And the reason why women can't always talk about the things that sexually turn them on, because they don't always know what's going to turn them on sexually about a particular man. They don't always know. A woman can be sexually attracted to multiple men, but be turned on for different reasons. So women can't always give you the blueprint to get to their pussy. Now, if you're talking about negotiating sex, if you're talking about tricking, where women are exchanging sexual favors for monetary gratuity, right? That's different. But when you talk about genuine, authentic sexual attraction, genuine sexual desire, that ain't got nothing to do with status, ain't got nothing to do with money, and in many cases, don't really have a whole lot to do with your looks, right? I'm not saying looks don't factor into it, but your behaviors factor into it, right? And this is the epitome of what I mean. What's really going on in your conversations with women? Are you being enticing? Or are you being friendly? This is, guys, being an enticing man in your conversations has a lot to do with how you're behaving. Being friendly in your conversations have a lot to do with how you're behaving. Guys still don't understand that the key to sex appeal, the key to sexual attraction, the key to sexual desirability is the nature of your conversation. What are you talking about, right? And guys, it's not about trying to convince women to fuck you. When we say enticing, I'll give you case in point. I'll give you a perfect story that you guys have heard dozens of times. But I'll give you case in point. Right? You know what? I'll just give you another story. And I told this story recently, and I told this story dozens of times too. Right? But just to get to the point, right? I told you guys, many, many years ago when I was in the military, right? And I say that because I had on my military uniform at the time. But regardless of that, okay, I told you guys a story about how I had a young lady. Okay, I never seen her before, never met her before, none of that. She just walked up to me, put her hand out, kind of put her hand on my chest, kind of like she was tapping me on my chest saying, hey, tell your girlfriend she has competition, right? So essentially what she was doing was shooting her shot. She was putting her bid in. Now, again, I never met this woman before. I don't even know her name. She don't know my name. She just walks up to me and tells me that. Now, when we talk about what's really going on in your conversations with women, once she came up to me and put her bid in, I could have took that interaction in any way I wanted it to go in, right? I could have chose to overthink it and then try and set up a date. And I could have been too friendly in my interaction with that woman. And a lot of times when you're too friendly, you fuck up the mood that the woman is in. Like, she's feeling you now, right? So when you're too friendly and you start being indecisive and indirect, you turn the woman off, right? I told you guys a story about how that happened, how a woman wanted to have sex with a guy, but because he was so passive, it turned her off. So back to my point. So when this woman said what she said to me, for me, it was obvious that she was sexually attracted to me. It was obvious, right? So what I did was I enticed her. Zach, what do you mean you enticed her? You said she was already sexually attracted to you. Cool. Bear in mind, though, she never came up to me and said, hey, I want your dick inside of me now. She didn't say that. She didn't say anything about sex. But I knew she was sexually attracted to me, right? So it was incumbent upon me to take that interaction ultimately where both of us wanted it to go. So I was enticing. Zach, what do you mean by enticing? I'm glad you asked. Allow me to explain. So it's clear in my eyes that she wants this dick. She didn't say nothing about sex, but I know she wants this dick, right? So all I had to do was say what I said. I said, basically, well, you ain't got to worry about all that. I ain't got no girl. But what I do have is this hotel room. Or what I will have is this hotel room this weekend. Why don't you come by and join me? Right? That's exactly what I said to her, more or less. I mean, it was a long time ago. You know, some of the miscellaneous details about exactly what I said may have been forgotten, right? But more or less, that's what I told her. You know, I'm going to be getting a room at this particular hotel on this particular day, right? I don't got the room yet, but I'm getting it, right? Why don't you come through and holler at your boy? And she basically tells me, well, when you get the room, give me the room number, let me know what it is, and I'll come through and holler at you, right? So all I did was set up the sex. But when we talk about enticing, attractive or tempting or luring, now, she was already attracted to me. I didn't have to do anything. All I had to do was set it up. But here's the thing. Whenever you're having conversations with women, a lot of you guys, yeah, you might not get that type of energy, but a lot of you guys, you are conversing with a woman who is attracted to you, right? So the enticing part, when we talk about being attractive or tempting or to allure, that part of it is to get her to reveal to you that she views you sexually. Not only that, but it's to also get her to take action on the fact that she feels that way, right? So let's go back to the chick who approached me, right? Just because she's stepping to me, right, and she's trying to get at me, nothing is guaranteed until she takes action. So how I got her to take action was I told her, yo, I'm getting a room on this day. Why don't you come through and fuck with me? When she said, yes, give me the room number, I'll come through. That's the beginnings of her taking action. Zach, what do you mean? Because she is, look, bear in mind, I told you, guys, I told you this. Women have to consent twice. They have to consent to the physical act of having sex with you. They have to be down. But they also have to consent to the scenario, right? So the scenario is, I'm going to be dicking you down at a hotel room. Now, if I would have told her, I got my own crib, but I got 2 roommates, she could have said or asked, will they be there the night you want me to come over? And if I say, yes, they will, she might say, I don't feel comfortable coming to your home. I just barely met you. I don't really feel comfortable with 3 strange men. And I might tell her, I got a lock on my door. I'm sorry, I don't feel comfortable with that. Right? So she needs to consent to the physical act of having sex in the scenario. So when I was talking to this young lady, again, the nature of your conversation. What is the nature of your conversation? What's really going on in your conversation with women? So now that I know that Shorty's with it, all I got to do is set her expectations as far as what's going to go down. Because I need her to consent. Although she is showing me interest, and I believe it's sexual interest, I still need for her to consent to the plan. So when we talk about the nature of your conversation, what's going on with your conversation? Are you enticing? Are you tempting the woman sexually? Are you alluring? Is she gravitating to you? Are you drawing her in? Are you pulling her in a very sexually enticing way? Or are you being friendly? Are you being kind and pleasant with your conversation? What's really going on in your conversations with women? Fellas, holla at your boy for coaching. Also, hop on the Patreon. There's content on the Patreon that you won't find anywhere on YouTube, right? Just like on the channel membership, guys, fuck with this channel membership. There are content, there are joints there that you won't find on YouTube, and you also will not find them on the Patreon. Y'all see how that works? So fuck with the Patreon, fuck with the channel membership. Also, get coaching. Guys, if you want to have sex with women, the nature of your conversation needs to be sexual. If you want to date a woman and you're not pressed to have sex right away, but you want to date a woman, the nature of your conversation still needs to be sexual. It might not need to be as sexual, but there needs to be some sexual energy, some sexual overtones, undertones within your conversation, because you still need to know whether or not the woman is sexually attracted to you, right? Guys, most of the time you encounter women, they're not going to make it obvious that they want your dick. Sometimes they will, sometimes they won't. Sometimes they won't. So for the women that you're talking to that are not making it obvious, that's where your conversation skills come in at. That's where you can entice her to reveal her private thoughts as to whether or not she views you sexually. Or you can go the friendly route. You can take the chick out on 2 or 3 dates, spend a lot of time talking on the phone and texting, and you still don't know if she wants your dick. But I'm here to tell you, if you spent that long dealing with that woman and she hasn't said or done anything to show you that she wants your dick, she probably doesn't. You could have found that out weeks ago. You could have found that out a month or so ago if you were getting coaching from your boy. What's really going on in your conversations with women? Gentlemen, are you enticing or friendly? Like, share, and subscribe. Tomorrow, Saturday, 11 o'clock Central Standard Time, 12 o'clock Eastern, the Manhood is a skill set show. Join your boy Zag, Miles Cunningham, Jay Roman. Like, share, and subscribe.